Hello Group 1, let's begin by exploring what is currently hidden in your subconscious but wants to be revealed. The cards we have: North Node, step out of your comfort zone, and the Three of Cups. Your subconscious is asking for one thing to be recognized: your desire for support and companionship as you move out of your comfort zone. Group 1, have you always had a habit of pretending to be strong? In romantic relationships, there might be a sense of playfulness in saying one thing while meaning another, but for many of you, this is different. It's a deeply buried emotional need for support that you've long suppressed into the subconscious. If you try to recall, some of you might remember that when you were little, you also liked having someone accompany you. There was a voice inside that wanted to say, "Come with me, stay with me a little while, I'll be good. I'm scared, I don't want to go." But every time, these thoughts were either never spoken loud or were rejected when expressed. Over time, many of you forgot about your emotional needs. Next, let's explore where the subconscious energy comes from. The cards we have: Full Moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches, and the Ace of Pentacles. I feel in your past, especially during tough or stressful times, you were taught to carry your burdens alone, to push through. Over time, this shaped a strong, resilient personality. Even though you often felt uncertain inside, the positive reinforcements you received after overcoming hardships, like a praise or reward or certificate, made you associate endurance with success. I can feel you've never been afraid of hardship, or maybe you are unsure whether you fear it or not, because every challenge has brought growth and reward. Even if you do resist it, you often feel you can't say no. As such, the need for companionship was gradually buried. To fulfill that need doesn't mean working hard in silence for reward. It means experiencing real emotional connection in the moment. The former provides temporary relief. The latter is the true nourishment you've been missing. And now let's see how the subconscious belief or emotion is affecting your life now. The cards we have: New Moon Eclipse, expect powerful change, and the Five of Wands. Your life often requires you to be filled with drive and a fighting spirit, and many of you are experts at self-motivation. You frequently find yourself in competitive or conflict-heavy environments. This is the same pattern from your earlier life: face a challenge, overcome it, and receive a reward. And now as adult, you are still pushing forward, climbing over obstacles, even if you sometimes wonder, did I take too many detours to make things so hard for myself? When you look at your life overall, you must admit, things are getting better and better. However, others might perceive you as overly aggressive or ambitious, which could lead to pressure in your relationships. Actually, from the tarot cards, I can see why you seem competitive or intense. When crisis hits, your survival instinct kicks in, and you lock in finding a solution or exit. Your intense focus might scare others, but I understand you're not trying to hurt anyone. You may even forget others exist, because all your energy is going toward, how do I get through this? That fierce concentration is a stress response, a self-protection mechanism. And now let's hear what your subconscious is trying to tell you. The card we have here are Mutable Moon, Nothing is Yet Set in Stone, and the Seven of Wands. You've always been tough and resilient, but that resilience may sometimes be perceived as stubbornness or individualism. These two cards are telling me, when a crisis arises, don't rush to react. Let the dust settle. The wind will shift. A turning point will come. And just like the image on the moon card, the storm doesn't come to capsize your boat. It comes to speed you toward your destination, even if that destination isn't the one you originally planned. In some challenging scenarios, it may seem you are outnumbered or at a disadvantage, but Seven of Wands suggests your position is different, and that means you may not be the underdog at all. So be flexible. Don't fight head-on. The card after Seven of Wands is Eight of Wands, which means the divine momentum. You don't always have to go through it alone. And now let's see, how should you integrate, heal, or release this hidden energy? The cards we have are this Emanating Moon, take time to breathe out, and the Ten of Swords. These cards tell me you are survivors, victors. You are safe now, and you carry valuable life experience worth sharing, especially about how you've hit rock bottom and are rising again. Although reopening old wounds may not seem ideal, there's no denying it works. You don't have to wait until you are completely healed to start sharing. You can heal and share at the same time, and in doing so, you provide companionship to others. If companionship is a resource and you are someone offering it to others, you will naturally receive it too. And now let's look ahead. What transformation will come after integrating this subconscious energy? The cards we have are full moon eclipse, conclusions are within reach, and the star. This is wonderful energy. This long-buried lesson from your subconscious is finally being brought to light, and you will move through it successfully. I sense that you had a lack of emotional support growing up, maybe neglect from parents, absence of playmates, or being bullied or excluded at school. And going back to the North Node card and the Three of Cups, you deeply long for companionship and support when you face challenges. To honestly admit this need takes courage. The wonderful star card indicates that during your healing journey, you'll encounter like-minded friends, and eventually from your own soul community, you'll experience a sense of belonging like never before. And the star also carries Aquarius energy, which means in this new group, everyone's uniqueness is respected and appreciated, and all individual traits come together to support a greater harmony of the collective. That is no small feat. It's significant, and acknowledge that it's not easy. If you heard a voice inside yourself while watching this video, I hope this reading helps you listen to that voice more clearly. May the forgotten or suppressed purpose of your soul begin to resurface and take shape. And as you heal, you'll face your shadows and eventually the shadows of those you connect with most deeply. Healing begins with seeing, acknowledging, and allowing. I won't pressure you to forgive the past, but if you feel even a little willingness, don't shy away. Give yourself a chance. What's been missing always finds its way back, just in a different form. So stay flexible. Wishing Group 1 all the best and see you next time. Hello Group 2, welcome to your reading. Let's first look at what is currently hidden in your subconscious but wants to be seen. The cards we have are Fixed Moon, Hold Your Vision, and the Emperor. What's being hidden in your subconscious is your belief in particular vision becoming reality, and this also reflects a need for greater steadiness and a conviction in your beliefs. The four fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, represent grounded and persistent energy. If your natal chart lacks these fixed signs, or you do have them but haven't integrated their qualities, this could lead to two possible behavior patterns. First, you might find it difficult to stick to one thing long-term, or you may easily lose faith. Alternatively, you may overcompensate by becoming excessively attached to certain people or things, trying to make up for what you feel is lacking, but doing so in an extreme way. This explains why some of you might feel confused. I don't have strong fixed sign energy, so why do people still call me stubborn? Or vice versa. I have fixed sign placements, so why do I give up so easily? These two cards align perfectly. To build your empire, you must maintain your focus on the vision. And what is the vision? It's the dream of creating your kingdom, but action starts with awareness. You must see your ambition clearly and admit that you are someone with dreams and drive. Recognize your power and use it to build your future. And next, let's see, where does this subconscious energy come from? The cards we have are New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off, and the King of Cups. The King of Cups perfectly illustrates what we just discussed. The need to recognize and admit your inner vision, because this king is masterful at concealment, calm on the surface but with deep emotions. Combined with the new moon in Capricorn, this reflects a kind of persistence rooted in your upbringing, a passive form of endurance rather than active pursuit of belief. This passive persistence can appear in various ways. Some of you might have felt pressure to be the perfect child, repressing emotions to maintain control. Others might have taken on adult responsibilities at a young age, either by managing household duties or absorbing the emotional burdens of adults around you. Going back to the first cards, not acknowledging your dreams might have been a way to avoid extra pressure, fearing that taking on too much could lead to burnout or imbalance. But here's the thing, repressing hope is also exhausting. Possibly even more so. Some of you may have a moon Saturn aspect in your natal chart, which often indicates this kind of emotional pattern. Now let's explore how the subconscious belief or emotion is affecting your life. The cards we have are first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. This subconscious belief has a strong impact on your emotional life and relationships. Here are two expressions. First, some of you experience dramatic or intense relationships. possibly involving a controlling partner who constantly needs a reassurance of love, checking up on you, tracking your movements, or demanding compliance with their wishes. Others find themselves dealing with emotional volatility. If the emotional outbursts come from others, you unconsciously take on responsibility for their feelings, constantly trying to soothe and stabilize them. If it's your own emotions spiraling, they might erupt in intimate relationships, resulting in codependency and emotional demands. As you seek reassurance and safety from your partner, sometimes forgetting your independence and connecting back to the first group of cards, you may continue to ignore your inner desires or project them onto your partner, believing that these longings are come from the other person when they are your own. And now let's hear what your subconscious is trying to tell you. The cards we have are Full Moon, Surrender to the Divine, and a Magician. Lately, have you felt more restless, like there's a strange, indescribable energy pushing you to act, even though you're not sure what to do with it? Don't worry, the answers will become clear very soon. Every time this kind of mysterious internal drive surfaces, it's a sign that your subconscious is surfacing with new insights. Soon, you'll clearly understand what this vision is, and what you want to build, how you build it, and what actions to take. And once it becomes clear, you'll notice the necessary resources falling into place almost like magic. The Full Moon card also signals closure, so before you can fully pursue your dream, you'll need to release certain people or experiences from your past. If you can forgive, do so. If not, that's okay. Gently set it aside for now. These unresolved stories will find a place in your life later. You don't need to stress over letting go of the past. Just keep looking forward, and the past will naturally fade. Now let's see, how can you integrate, heal, or release this hidden energy? The cards we have are New Moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins and Four of Wands. Interestingly, just as we mentioned, releasing the past and beginning anew, the cards echo that message. Perhaps your vision is to have a harmonious and fulfilling partnership. And now you're about to receive an opportunity to restore your faith in healthy collaboration. Like the image on the card, one person has the horse, another knows the way. They meet by chance and make the perfect team. This new partnership might not be romantic. It could be career-related or creative collaboration. And in this relationship, there will be open communication, mutual compromise, and a healthy balance of power. Sometimes we must admit, collective benefit can require personal compromise. It's like two people sharing one horse. The pace is slower, but at least they'll both reach the destination. Otherwise, one wanders and the other is exhausted. Neither gets there in the end. But in groups, individual growth becomes more efficient, and your influence is magnified through the collective. This same principle applies to romantic relationships. Mutual support, shared resources, and win-win outcomes. Both people will meet their personal goals and level up together. Now let's look ahead. What transformation will come from integrating the subconscious content? The card we have a New Moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take, and the Lovers. This is such a beautiful energy. After integrating the subconscious material, the new partnership we just talked about may very well blossom into a true love partner, one of lasting commitment, either in love or in purpose. And because this carries Virgo energy, it will be a healthy, stable relationship. We mentioned earlier that both parties will need to compromise, and in this case, the compromises will be mutual, respectful, and balanced. When one person makes a sacrifice, it comes from understanding and long-term thinking, and the other will respond with gratitude and reciprocity. It won't be one-sided. Both people take turns giving, and this creates a deeply supported and functional bond. If this is a romantic relationship, I see something very clear. You adjust to each other's lifestyle, maybe work out together, build shared routines, and may even become a role model couple. Okay, wishing all the best for Group 2. May your journey be filled with healing, clarity, and love. See you next time. Hello Group 3, welcome to your reading. Let's first take a look at what is currently hidden in your subconscious but wants to be seen. The cards we have are Full Moon in Leo, Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, and Four of Swords. Many of you are currently in a state of rest or in great need of it. I can feel the emotional exhaustion. What's hidden in your subconscious is a behavioral pattern. When your heart and your mind conflict, you tend to choose the option that makes you look better, more impressive, or convincing, instead of the one your heart truly desires. We know the Four of Swords follows the Three of Swords, so every time you betray your heart, you feel a deep emotional loss, and that's the root of your exhaustion. Many of you appear to live a happy life, yet carry internal pain. Outwardly, everything looks great and enviable, but inside, there is powerlessness, sometimes to the point of emotional meltdown. It's as if you have everything, yet suddenly realize none of it holds meaning. Or maybe you'll always see yourself as strong, but are suddenly aware of how little control you have. Some of you may also have significant sun moon aspects in your natal chart. And now let's see where the subconscious energy comes from. The card we have are New Moon in Pisces, Meditate and Contemplate, and High Priestess. This subconscious energy originates from the collective unconscious. Group 3, you are highly intuitive and wise, but I must be honest, many of you have either actively or passively shut down your spiritual gifts, possibly because turning into the collective unconscious can be incredibly draining, especially when you were younger and hadn't yet learned to manage your abilities. This explains why you've been choosing your mind over your heart, more straightforward and more logical. But as you mature, the inner discomfort becomes harder to ignore. Many of you might feel increasingly conflicted, misaligned, and even hypocritical. Some may even feel like you're betraying yourself. You no longer believe the words coming out of your mouth, even if they are logically sound. They no longer feel authentic, especially when your values have shifted or when logic clashes with your moral compass. I know this is very abstract, just like what Neptune, Pisces, or 12th house symbolizes. If you choose to explore deeper, what is being forgotten, avoided, or dissolved in the collective will start to rise. And this is very uncomfortable. The discomfort, even fear, can feel like jumping into water for the first time. The surface looks calm, but the pressure beneath is immense. And now let's explore what impact the subconscious belief or emotion has on you. The card we have are Full Moon in Aries, a fairy climax approaches, and Ace of Cups. I sense that you're open-hearted and tolerant. Once you set your sights on a goal, you can act confidently. Some of you are nature leaders at work or in life. You act in line with what your mind believes is right, but this may lead others to see you as overbearing or insensitive. The Ace of Cups tells me you're incredibly kind. As we said earlier, you tend to make logical but emotional misaligned decisions, leading to misunderstandings about being self-centered. Some of you may have a square aspect involving your ascendant and certain planets. And now let's hear what your subconscious is trying to tell you. The card we have are New Moon in Scorpio. Walk through your fears and the world. You're about to enter a brand new chapter of life, one where you'll start to feel your true power. I see you deeply exploring your spiritual gifts and actively putting them to use. But before the light arrives, you must do the shadow work. The Scorpio New Moon will help you clear out the energetic waste, cleansing your field and lightening your body. Transformation is intense, but often happens in an instant. Fear can be profound. Jealousy can be your way of recognizing value through others. A narrow mindset might reflect your ability to defend your stance. Conservatism can show loyalty to history and tradition. To transform and harness the power in your shadow, you must first see it, recognize it, and then integrate and utilize it. You'll feel the energetic space between low and high frequency, and by mastering your transformation, you help uplift the collective. By understanding your own shadow, your perception of the world and all universal laws will become more complete and systematic. Toward everything in life, good or bad, you embody deep compassion. You'll be able to both empathize and stay detached. And this detachment doesn't come from coldness, but from a profound respect for energetic laws. At that point, inner contradictions won't confuse you anymore. They become tools you can skillfully use. Now let's ask how to integrate, heal, or release this hidden energy. The cards we have are Full Moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming, and the Five of Swords. Group 3. Be mindful of saying one thing and feeling another, whether to satisfy the ego or maintain an identity, especially if it causes you to ignore your own or others' feelings. Often, our conversations aren't about getting the right answers or winning arguments. The Five of Swords reminds you that Being more emotionally aware during conversations can prevent later heartbreak. The Fumi in Gemini suggests that after expressing your perspective, give the other person time and space to absorb it. Recognition will often follow. One last thing, if either of you has OCD, ask yourselves, can you set aside the need to be right for the sake of harmony? Finally, let's envision what changes may occur after you integrate these subconscious patterns. The card we have Vexing Crescent Moon, half face in your dream, and a full card. This is beautiful energy. Rest assured, Group 3, whatever it is you want to do, no matter how unrealistic your dream may seem right now, the Vexing Crescent Moon assures you it can come true. After integrating your shadow, you'll be embarking on a brand new journey. Because it's the beginning, your dream may still feel unformed or far away, but it's fully achievable. Keep hope and faith alive. Break through your mental limitations. Nothing is impossible. If you can dream it, you can create it. This spread reveals your inner emotional journey, ending in a truly beautiful blessing. After this healing and integration, you will become someone with true inner strength and spiritual freedom. You'll feel fearless because you're finally honest with yourself. Many of you will fall in love with physical movement, feeling lighter in your body, and radiate confidence and vitality. Okay, Group 3, wishing all of you the best. See you next time.